Gary Hoy was a corporate and security lawyer with the Toronto law firm Holden Day Wilson. On July 9, 1993, he tragically died whilst trying to demonstrate the strength of the windows in his office at the Toronto Dominion Centre. Hoy had successfully thrown himself against this window many times to prove their durability. However, on this occasion, while the glass did not break, the window frame gave way, and Hoy plummeted 24 stories to his death. Hoy's demonstration began during a reception for a group of law students. As a quirky tradition, he attempted to show the glass's durability by slamming his body into it. The window, built from safety glass, had to be designed to withstand significant force, and Hoy had repeatedly bounced off without harm in prior demonstrations. However, during this particular test, the window frame, rather than the glass itself, gave way, leading to Hoy's fatal fall. This tragic event left witnesses in shock. His colleague Peter Lowers later said, "At the last second, I felt something was going to happen." This incident attracted significant media attention because of its bizarre nature. Hoy's death became infamous and was even referenced on various television shows and news outlets, including being ranked on the World's Dumbest Criminals TV show, even though he wasn't committing any crime. The aftermath of his death had an impact on his law firm, Holden Day Wilson, which was one of the largest firms in Toronto at the time. The firm was already facing internal struggle, and Hoy's death added to the mounting difficulties. By 1996, just 3 years after his death, Holden Day Wilson had dissolved, marking the largest law firm failure in Canadian history. His death undoubtedly contributed to its troubled image during a period of internal strife. Hoy's death is remembered as one of the most bizarre and unfortunate workplace deaths of all time. Kurt Gödel was a renowned Austrian-American logician, mathematician and philosopher, best known for his groundbreaking work in mathematical logic and the philosophy of mathematics. Born on April 28, 1906, in Brunn, Austria-Hungary, now the Czech Republic, Gödel was a child prodigy with an early interest in mathematics and philosophy. He studied at the University of Vienna, where he became involved in the Vienna Circle, a group of intellectuals focused on logical positivism. However, Gödel's ideas often diverged from the group, as his work leaned more towards metaphysical and philosophical questions. Gödel's most significant achievement came in 1931, when he published his incompleteness theorems, which revolutionized the field of mathematics. His theorems demonstrated that in any formal mathematical system, there are true statements that cannot be proven within the system itself. This discovery shook foundations to the core, showing that no system could be complete and consistent, as previously believed by many, including David Hilbert, one of the most prominent mathematicians of the time. Despite his brilliance, Gödel's life was marked by personal struggle. His mental health deteriorated over the years, and he was deeply paranoid. The political turmoil in Europe during the 1930s and 1940s, including the rise of the Nazi Party, further fueled his anxieties. The assassination of his colleague and fellow Austrian philosopher, Moritz Schlick, in 1936, heightened Gödel's fears of being targeted. Schlick was shot by a former student, and Gödel began to worry he might also fall victim to a similar fate. This event significantly contributed to his growing paranoia, and he became increasingly distrustful of others. His mental state worsened as he aged. He developed an intense fear of being poisoned, which severely affected his eating habits. His wife, Adele, played a crucial role in taking care of him and ensuring he ate, as Gödel would only trust food prepared by her. Unfortunately, when Adele fell ill and was hospitalized in late 1977, Gödel's fears spiraled out of control. Without his wife to reassure him, Gödel refused to eat, terrified that someone would poison his food. The self-imposed starvation led to his death on January 14, 1978, from malnutrition. He weighed just 65 pounds at the time of his death. His death was a tragic end of a life of one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, but his legacy lives on in mathematics, logic, and philosophy, and his work continues to influence scholars in various disciplines to this day. Fast food is notorious for contributing to millions of deaths each year due to poor health, but this time, it wasn't the burgers or the sugary drinks that led to a tragic end. The story of Diana Jaw from Chambers, Nebraska is a chilling reminder that sometimes danger comes in the most unexpected form. In March of 2009, Diana was set to meet a Wyoming couple in North Platte, Nebraska, to sell them 2 dogs. The meeting spot was right underneath the big Taco Bell sign, towering 75 feet into the sky. What started as a routine meeting quickly took a devastating turn. That day was windy, and strong winds of 30 to 35 miles per hour were sweeping through the area. When this happened, the massive sign gave way. The pole, which had stood tall since the installation in 1999, 10 years earlier, by the Tri-City Sign Company, broke at a welded joint just 15 feet above the ground. The sign came crashing down, landing directly in the car that Diana was in. The dogs in the back seat, a Yorkie and a Northwich Terrier, escaped unharmed. But tragically, Diana did not. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The Wyoming couple who had agreed to meet her there arrived just after the incident to witness the aftermath. According to Sharon Negley of Custom Craft Sign Company, signs of that size are typically engineered to withstand straight line winds of up to 110 miles per hour. They are designed to bend and flex with the gusts, but this time something went terribly wrong. The National Weather Service recorded winds of only up to 30 to 40 miles per hour at the time, far below what should have been the risk for this sign. Although I couldn't find it anywhere, her family probably received a big payout. Dr. Hitoshi Christopher Nikaidoh's story is one of the most tragic and disturbing accidents in recent memory. Nikaidoh, a 35-year-old surgical resident working at the Christ St. Joseph Hospital in Houston, Texas, met a horrific fate on August 16, 2003, in a freak elevator accident. That day, Dr. Nikaidoh was stepping into an elevator on the hospital's second floor when, without warning, the elevator malfunctioned. As he began to enter, the doors unexpectedly closed on him, trapping his head inside the elevator whilst his body was still outside. Tragically, the elevator suddenly ascended, decapitating the doctor. Sadly, it gets even worse. A female employee of the hospital, who was already inside the elevator when it malfunctioned, witnessed this terrifying event. After being trapped for over an hour with his head, she was eventually rescued by emergency workers. Understandably, she suffered immense trauma from witnessing the accident and was later treated for shock. Investigations revealed that the elevator was having a mechanical issue at the time. The doors had a malfunction in their sensor system, which should have prevented them from closing if an object or person was in the way. Additionally, the elevator's safety mechanism failed to stop its movement when Dr. Hitoshi was caught. Following this, the hospital shut down, and all of its elevators went through a thorough inspection to prevent such a tragedy from ever happening again. As always, this is not an AI channel, I do everything myself, and if you appreciate my work, subscribe, and if you want to go the extra step to support the channel, maybe consider becoming a member. I hope you guys enjoyed the extra bonus video. Let me know what you think about these cases in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.